Okay, now if we can rewind it one more time, we'll take a look at that after I go through this. Okay. You know, actually, when I see that, I think I really missed a moment in there. I would love to have that time back again, but when she says, "No, thank you," we cut to the objects down there, and we should never have done that. You should see, we missed this really key moment there, where Beast just like, you see it in his eyes, where it just snaps, you know, for him. And we don't do it. We go to the wrong characters at that point. You got to be at the point where it's the most interesting and most entertaining. You know, I don't care that much how they feel about it. I want to know how Beast feels about what she just said to him. But you live and learn. So anyway, so Beast turns around and says, "Fine." Now I went through a whole bunch of different ways of doing fine. You know, you can go, fine, okay, all right, I can handle that. Judging by the response, I probably should have done that. What else? Okay, so then, all right, I did that one. Fine. Okay, yeah, so he turns away. It's that. What I liked about the way that I did do it is that you got these quick, sharp looks from one direction and then back again. You know, it's like, fine, all right. You know, and then I'm trying to get this build up for the fine, and go ahead and star. Now, you can go on. You know, you got all this energy that's being stored up, and you can go 100% that direction. You can go 75% that direction. Because Beast is a powerful, angry guy, you think you want to go 100%. This is more like 100%. So it's that little scribble there. But I didn't go that way. I went about this far with it. You know, where he just rises up, and there's still he's down there still. And the reason I didn't want to go this far was it felt like it was suddenly becoming animation. I'm really aware of the point that I'm drawing, when it becomes animation and when is it real. And I knew it would work if I went back like this, but it was like suddenly the animator's hand became clear through the scene, and he drew this character anticipating, and it was gone. And it's just, there's this thing that I'm afraid that the audience at any point is going to have that thing broken there, that they don't believe it as much as they could. And so I went left with it just because it felt like it's more natural to have him, you know, he's still going to head this direction rather than coming back here. You know, it's something I'm always thinking about. Fine, then go ahead. Okay, well this is another approach, you know, that probably would have worked with the, oh, fine, then go ahead and, yeah, it wouldn't have worked. I'm glad it didn't. Okay, those were other versions, a lot more powerful, and like the wolf about to blow the door down, which I would have used something like that if that was the scene, but it's not. Fine. Now this was starve. You know, it was just like starve. It was an opera singer, you know, he'd be Caruso, or every bit of energy was going that direction, and he's trying to. He's just standing on his little tiptoes. I really was trying to get that attitude, and I worked at it and worked at it. You know, just kind of psychotically intense at that point. You know, it's like I can't. He's not going to storm and break down the door and rip her head off. He's trying to. But this is the most he can do. Just with sheer voice power, he's going to scream at her as if, and he's yelling at the door. You know, it's not, fine, then go ahead and storm! You know, he's just, that's the best he can give. But, I don't know, I had to go with something that was a little bit more